Hi, it's Stephanie from the Doc Squad, and I'm here to present to you how you can use Google Forms to train your students on the technology you're going to use from day one. So what I've built out in Google Forms is called a TechQuest. So we have different sections to showcase to our students the different components of Chrome as well as the different apps that we're going to use throughout the year. So you're building up their toolkit, right? So I start off with as part of our TechQuest, and bringing them to the different sections. So, for example, student information. That's one mistake I used to make in Google Forms all the time. I always used to forget that the same way we tell the students, make sure your name's on the top of your paper, you actually have to, in Google Forms, create an opportunity for them to put their name on the paper, right? So, capturing their student information, including our class period, and then going right into how Chrome works. So in this case, years ago, when we first got our Chromebooks, we had what was called little lights that were embedded, kind of like the low tech way is you have cups on your desk. And then when a student turn a cup over or close, kind of like when you go to one of those Brazilian restaurants where you get all you can eat meat, right? And you let them know I'm ready for more meat, right? It was the same way. So this was really great. But we know that a lot of teachers, as they went into the quarantine period in the spring of 2020, they found this extension, Google Not, pretty much did the same thing, and you didn't need to have a special Chromebook in order to use it. And it was also applicable for online learning, because, of course, if you're home, you wouldn't be able to see their activity like anyway. Well, in the fall of 2020, by then, Google Meet is going to be updated, and they're going to have their own feature similar to Google Not. So this may not be the extension you want to train your students on. It might be Pear Deck, Kami, there's a plethora of different extensions, but the whole key is you're training your students on how to get to those extensions. So what I did for my students was I taught them how to go into the Chrome store, but what was really important is when they get to this question, you want to give them an opportunity to get a tutorial. So I built in whether it was true or false, however they responded, I needed to know that they were going to spend about 55 seconds watching this tutorial to know how Google Nod works. So whether you're using Kami or Peer Deck or again, whichever extension you want, in your feedback, you can include a YouTube video and train them on how the feature actually works. Then I have a section for our district dashboard. I use BrainPop, Mozilla Discovery Education all the time, and it pretty much did the same thing, making them familiar with the icons, how we were going to use it. Of course, you change this out as you would like to for your students. But what was really important was our online classroom. We were using that Google Classroom interface. So showing them how they would add our classroom or other classrooms in, and then having those codes so they can add that our specific classroom, and then teaching them the different components, stream, classwork, people, what will they find on each of those, having them go to them. And then if we look here, I also started to embed content. So before they started using the form, I already have them looking at, say, for example, the syllabus. Really key so that later on when you have the students and there's always at least one, well, you didn't tell me, you can say, no, you can be sure that you actually did tell, like across the board, all the students had that same learning information. Because I use Newsella, I also included how to look for those assignments and what that close read meant. But then also when they went into Google Classroom, how would they know which homework assignment they had? Teaching them to go and use the calendar, which is kind of an underused for our students, but they will see anything that you post as an assignment will be in their calendar. So teaching them how to use that. Also teaching them how to use Drive. How are they going to upload? What does that Rubik's Cube or what does that look like? How many different apps can they go to? How do they start a new document, for example? And then I train them on how to use Google Slides and had a video. So again, you can do the same thing. And my time is almost up because I can see that little opportunity for me to close it out. So as I close out, again, share back with your feedback how this tutorial may have helped you. And then in return, I'll send this form to you and then you can modify it as you so wish. Thank you.